Hey guys, welcome to the new video. We are going to discuss problem 832, which is flipping an image. So basically, you are given n by n binary matrix, and what you have to do, you have to flip the matrix. And how you will flip the matrix? It is given first, you have to flip the image horizontally, then invert it and return the resulting image. So it's nothing but a 2D matrix where only values that you have is zeros and one, as you can see. And what you have to do first, for example, if you see this array, what you have to do first, you have to flip it from left to right, or you can say half flip. Simply like this zero will come at the first index or first position, and one will go at the last, like you can see here. And then you have to invert it, or you'll make zero to one and one to zero. So rather me just explaining, let me draw it here so that you can understand better. Example, okay, wait a second. Okay. Yes, let me just show you what this question was asking. It's pretty simple. I won't add the code, I'll just explain it in a intuitive way. So you suppose you have given this array, you have to flip this. Basically, what you have to do first, you have to uh, you can say flip horizontally, as like you have to take this element and put it to the last position, and subsequently so on. For example, if you have one, one, zero, 0 and 0. So what will do, if you flip this array, this position will be replaced by this position. So you'll be having 0 here and 1 at the last. Okay. Then we'll check these two. So the 0 will come here and 1 will go here. So 0, 1, and the 0 will still remain here only. Okay. Then what will is the, oh, sorry, then what is the next step? Then you have to invert it. So basically what inverting means, you have to convert zeros to 1 and 1 to 0. Pretty simple, like you can see here that each 0 is replaced by 1 and 1 is replaced by 0. So like you got to know, you will replace 0 by 1 or and 1 by 0. Okay, so let me explain for this array also. So first we'll flip it, this 0 will come here, 0. This one will remain here only, this one will go here. So this was the flipping, then you will invert. So after inverting, all the zeros will become 1 and 1 will become 0. So you can see, uh, okay. So basically, then what you have to do? So it is simple. We think, okay, what you can do basically is you have a matrix. First, you will traverse. Then you can use a sort function. Like if this is a matrix, you can use two pointer and swap the values. Like you can swap this with this and go to the middle, which will be of log n complexity, I suppose. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or you can say n by 2 time complexity. I think it will be n by 2 because you're doing for half. Okay. First, we'll just simply flip it by n by 2 complexity. Then again, you will traverse. What you'll do, like you have this in your hand. So what you'll do basically, you'll check if it is 0, you'll make it 1. You'll have 1, you'll make it 0. Okay. So first thing what you did, first thing that you thought is to stop. Okay. Stop value use. Okay. Second thing, what you thought is to invert, or you have to check if it is zero, you make it one. If it is one, you make it zero. Okay. So then you thought, this is a solution. This is a good solution. But basically, you'll run different loop for this. Then again, we'll run an n square loop here. So which will give you time complexity of n square, basically n square plus n by 2, which will be n square. So we thought, can I improve it? Can I improve the performance and how? So let me give you a hint. What if we can merge both of the step in one loop? Or rather than doing these two separate, what if we can do it together? To do it together, what you have to think? Okay, like you have an array, you have to flip the value, and you have to make 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Very simple. So what if rather than flipping or before flipping, if we knew, like we have let me explain here. For example, this was a array. We are simply just standing here. We know you have to sort it with this value. And what if you can get to know, like, if this is 1 and if this is 0? If you knew this is 1, so you definitely know what value has to come. And if you know it's 0, you definitely know what value has to come. What value has to come, you also know. First, you will reverse it. So this value will come. And if this value is 0, like for example, I explain, if you flip it, basically 0 will come here, 1 will come here, and 1 will come here. Okay. And by taking inverse, what will be the value here? You simply know it will be 1, and you know here will be 0, and this will be 0. So basically, what you thought, value after doing the operation here at the 0 index will totally depend on this value. So if this value is 0, 1 will come here. Okay. You thought, 1 can come here because at this position it's 0. And for this, what will do? You will use that same pointer. If it is 1, you'll simply make it as 0 because, as you know, first you will invert it, so it will be 1. Then what will do? You'll simply inverse it. So matlab, you'll replace 1 with the 0. So it will be 0. And the value at this position depends on this value. If it is 1, then I have to put a 0. Okay. So with this thought, we thought, this is possible and these two are matching. Let me explain using different one. This will be pretty quick. 1, 1, 0. So first we have this position and this position. The value at this position will depend upon this. If it is 0, you simply know 1 will be here. Okay, and at this position it will depend on this. So you know it is 1, so a 0 will be here. You make the pointer here. You checked with this and this position. So checked 1 for this position, 0 is here. So definitely 1 will be here because you have to do inverse. For this position, n minus 2 at index, 1 is here, so it should be definitely 0. And for this position, it will be same, so 0. If we look closely, is this the answer? So yes, as explained you here also, This was the answer. You can see 11100. And
Hello. So there was some problem with mic. So basically the thing you need to know is determine what is the position at the opposite side of array, and for using to determine that you can use if else, or what you can think. Let me give you a hint. If there is binary, mostly you'll use operations, and here you'll use XOR operation to determine if value is 0 or 1. So let me tell you how. If you XOR a value with 1, for example, if you XOR 0 with 1, it will give you 1. Okay. If you XOR any value with 1, for example, if you XOR 1 with 1, it will give you 0. Vice versa for this is also true. For example, if you XOR 1 with 0, it will still give you 1. So using that, you can see the code is pretty simple. You're using 2 for loops. Then what you're doing, let me tell you, simple and easy peasy. So you have this. So what you're doing, you're finding the value that is here and you're XORing it with 1. So if you XOR 1 with 1, you'll get 0. Okay, so 0. Okay, and you'll XOR with 1 here, it will give you 1. And then what you have to do, you'll simply swap these two values. Okay, if you swap, 1 will be here and 0 will be here at the last index. And for this value, if you XOR with 1, it will give you 0. So this will be answer using this approach. You can see the code. First we XORed the value at the jth position, and then what we did, we XORed the last position of the n minus jth index. As I explained, for 0 it will be the last index, so n minus 1 is index, so you put the n minus 1 index XOR value at that index, and the first or the starting jth index value at the last index. Simply return an image. Let me just submit it quickly, and this is working fine. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my